Hi everyone, it's Martin from Flicking Feathers here. Today I'm tying a wiggly beadhead carp bug, slightly smaller pattern than you would normally maybe use. The reason being that I was speaking the other day to one of my fishing friends who for whatever reason I've not fished with for a while, and he was saying that he had sort of struggled over the winter, and I've been catching a lot of fish in this, and it was sort of, it kind of got to the we got to the bottom of it, and it seemed like he's just been fishing like large summer crayfishy patterns, the same things he would be fishing most of the year. And maybe in like the winter and the early spring before the crayfish start coming out of dormancy, it's worth having some sort of smaller things in your box. So I thought I'd share this for you. It will catch all year, of course, as well. So it's definitely worth having them. There can be days when they're a bit the fish are a bit fussy or whatever, and they don't just jump on some of your bigger flies. So in the vise I've got an Owner C5 boilie hook, size 6, with a 3mm black bead. It's just a brass bead, but you can use tungsten if you like, depending where you're fishing. And I've run on a bed of red uni 8/0. The tail is just marabou. I'm using black, just keeping everything black for this fly. Although you could, change the colour, make it a bit sort of stick out, a little hot spot or something. So I've pre-cut this, and I'm just tying it tying the tail down the length of the body, and going slightly around the bend. You want your tail to be roughly the length of the body. Don't worry about making the ends even, leave it sort of straggly and rough, a bit more natural. And this could be a leech or just some sort of little buggy worm or whatever. It's a good way to use up the sort of any lower quality marabou that you might have in a packet. The feathers that you wouldn't want to use for like big streamers or whatever. So I'm just going to tie in the rib, which is red, medium red wire. And you can see that if I'm pushing the tag end of the wire right into the back of the bead, because this sort of just helps hold the bead in place and keeps everything nice and neat. And then I'm just tidying everything up, creating a nice even underbody with the thread to have a base for my dubbing. The dubbing that I'm using is the Hareline Wiggle Dub, and the colour is bleeding black, so it's like black hare's ear with sort of red micro legs. You can see it there. So I'm going to just dub that in my thread. A nice heavy body. It might look a bit heavy at first, but after you're finished, it does look quite nice. So just get that in your thread, take it up to get started, and wind a nice thick fat body. Try and keep it some kind of taper in it, but at this point it's quite hard to maintain. Just tighten your thread up if you need to, and you can see that I've got a little bit much on the thread, so I'm just pinching it off and then tying down. Right, so you can see it's quite chunky. And then take your wire rib up through the dubbing. 3 or 4 turns is plenty in a fly this size. And then just to add a bit of extra weight, what I'm doing here is adding, just touching turns under the thorax of the wire. Up to you if you want to do this. Then cross your thread and tie it off a few turns. Then push your bobbin holder up onto the shank of the hook to stabilise it, and then bend and break your wire. Never cut it. If you bend and break it, you get a nice clean smooth finish. So Then we're ready for the thorax, which is just another clump of the wiggled up. I'll probably use about the same amount for the thorax as I do for the abdomen, even though it's, you know, it's not, you know, it's not as long, but you want it to be a bit bulkier. Again, go for a thick rope here. Don't try and be nice and sparse. A big thick bushy lump. Just tighten the dubbing up if you need to. And then that's you. You get this nice bulky bulbous thorax. Again, it looks a bit big, but don't worry. So pull everything that's going forward of the eye, pull it back, and then come in, tidy up, and put on a couple of whip finishes. So that's one. And another, just to be safe. Two. Then I just like to use my thumbnail just to push any of the thread that's crept up onto the bead. I just like to push it back down so it's a bit less obtrusive. And then cut away your thread. So the tie-in's done. And then you just come in with, I've got some Velcro stuck on a lollipop stick. Just come in and really go to town in the fly. Really rough it up. Going out every direction, on top, in the hook gap, get all of it. And you can see that the sort of the bulk comes out a little bit as the fibres sort of get picked out, and some, I mean, you remove quite a bit of the hare's ear and draw the rest of the sort of longer fibres up into the micro legs, and there you have it. If there's a couple that are a bit long, just come in and snap them off. It's up to you. You know, if you want to leave them, just leave them in. And then you have the wiggly bug. All that's left to be done now is a quick lick of head cement over the thread and the bead, just to lock everything in place. And there you have it. The wiggly bug. Get some in your box and catch some carp. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe for more videos coming soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.